The Tegua Donington Rally would be the last of 3 rounds of the Protyre Circuit Rally Championship before the winter break. And as well as our regulars here, there would be a few other names filling out the leaderboards. One of those being Patrick O'Donovan, James Constantine alongside for this round. They lead the way early on in the Hyundai, but would almost throw it away when they damaged the wheel of the car in the tunnel on stage 3. Luckily, close enough to the end of the stage to limp back, dragging that wheel as he went and keeping hold of a 1-second lead in the process. And that lead will be over second place John Griffiths and Emma Morrison. The former champions would lead the way in the championship contenders for now though, so although they would want the overall victory, they didn't need to do anything silly to throw it all away to chase it down. Second place would still give them a maximum point score. One notable crew missing from the results are our reigning champions, Michael Igoe and Will Atkins. They pick up 2 penalties for hitting chicanes, totalling 1.5 minutes, ruining their chances of any kind of result, meaning they didn't feel it was worth continuing, and who could blame them? Third place at this stage were Jack Derbyshire and Matthew Kendall. The Fiesta pair were putting in some good times to round out the podium positions for now. And just 11 seconds back from them and showing some startling pace from the off today were Sean and Colin Quigley. Previous championship regulars, they were back out this weekend, not registered for points, so it was just a test of their own pace this weekend. And 5th place at this stage will be John Stone, Harry Walshaw alongside. Another crew to have picked up a 30-second penalty for hitting a chicane, which was all the difference in their 5th place and a possible 4th. For Mark Gillatley and Harriet Worth, it was 6th. The Citroen pair getting used to the car more and more now. The pace increasing as they did. They lie 11 seconds back from Stone. And Alfie Threlfall and Patrick Cross were back to entertain the crowds. They come into this round leading the championship standings after some great results on the opening 2 rounds. They were, of course, in an underpowered car compared to the leading crews, but that wasn't stopping them from putting in the times and ending the morning in an impressive 7th, leading the Class 2 results in the process. And also leading the timesheets in their own class were Bradley Carroll and Gareth Short. The Class 3 leaders at this stage, lying inside the top 10 overall as well in 8th. Fastest of the 2-wheel drive crews as well for now. And just behind them in the overall, the class and, of course, those 2-wheel drive honours were Alistair Stables and Neil Jones. The Chevette pair going well, this event seeming to suit them and the car. They lie in 9th place for now. And rounding out the top 10, it was Steve Hill and Hal Ridge. Second place in Class 2 behind Threlfall as well at this stage. Third place in that class will be Martin Farrer. Andrew Ward co-driving just 6 seconds back from Hill and a couple of positions back in 12th overall. In Class 3, meanwhile, it was also 3rd in the class for James Garner and Jack Cuthill. It hadn't been a straightforward run to that position, though, by any stretch of the imagination. The damage to the car already giving away the game. They'd picked up 30 seconds of penalties for hitting the stage furniture as well. In Class 5, it was the lead for Joseph and Daniel Duffy. The Lotus pair going well on the overall results as well, despite the Lotus not being quite as well suited to the mixed surface nature of this second Donington rally in the year, settling into 11th place after the morning stages. Just behind the Lotus pair in the class will be Mick and Ben Jowers. A few positions back on the overall leaderboard, but climbing the results stage by stage. And third place in that class will be Chris and Steve Grundy. The times here much closer, just 4 seconds the difference now. So the afternoon stages would see it all to play for. In Class 8, it was the lead for the British Superbike star Storm Stacey. Lucy Wilding drafted in alongside to maybe wind in some of that flamboyant driving and get a bit more speed out of that Fiesta R2. Not that he needed it. A good lead in the class, up in 25th overall. Second in the class would belong to John and James Crook. They were a little way off the class lead though, and a few positions back overall in 47th. You didn't have to look too much further back to find third in the class. Richard Kay and Ryan Whitty taking up that position from 53rd overall, 37 seconds back from Crook. In Class 9, it was the early lead for a charging Jonathan Hudson and Tom Worrell. They lead the way in the class by around 25 seconds in their mighty micro. That lead at this stage over second place, Thomas and Paul Alderton. The MG pair lying in 59th overall as well for now. And for Kay Thompson and Jordan Joins, it was third in that class. They'd just be glad they even had a position on the leaderboard with damage to the micro on stage 1 when they got caught out on a slippery section of the stage. David Fox and Martin Davies would end the morning with a comfortable margin at the top of the Class 10 results, lying in 39th place overall in their MG. That lead for these rally start cars would be over the Mini of Owen Kuehl and Matthew Walk. The Mini Rally Challenge regulars giving the car a shakedown on the rally. Don't forget, built on Owen's parking space outside his property. And third in the class, around 50 seconds back from the Mini, will be Brendan Leonard and Connor Neal, 81st place overall in the Jamtech Motorsport Suzuki Swift. With the morning stages complete, here at an unusually mild Donington Park in December, the results at the top were starting to shape up like this. On to the afternoon stages then here at the Tegua Donington Rally. And we'd lose Brendan Leonard, meaning only 2 finishers in Class 10 for the rally start specification cars. Second in that class going to Owen Kuehl and Matthew Walk in the Mini. Not quite the class win from last time out, but still not a bad result at all. No change to the lead of the class though through the afternoon. David Fox and Martin Davies coming away with that class win this weekend. There was a bit of a mix-up on the results in Class 9. Thomas and Paul Alderton ending the event third in the class. That means that after one of the drives of the year for Kay Thompson and Jordan Joins, they were able to claw back some valuable time, ending the rally second place in the micro. But there wasn't any change in the class lead, meaning that it was victory for a supremely fast Jonathan Hudson and Tom Worrell, 50th overall as well in the micro. There was a bit of change in Class 8 as well on the results. Previous second place, John and James Crook now having to settle for a podium position. Still a good result for the pair. Second, though, would see Joe Piggott and John Fellows moving a few positions up the leaderboard through the afternoon to end the rally with that class position from 54th overall. But quite frankly, no one was challenging for the victory in that class this weekend, except for this man, Storm Stacey. Lucy Wilding alongside, bringing her experience to the party. They take that Class 8 victory and finish up in 27th place overall as well. There was frustration for Mick and Ben Jarrers. They'd miss out on that second position that they'd held in the class through the morning, meaning they end the rally third in Class 5. For Chris and Steve Grundy, though, it was second place in the class. It had been close throughout the day, so this was a welcomed end to the event after a pretty good battle for the pair. But taking victory would be Joseph and Daniel Duffy, the Lotus pair holding on to the class lead, but they would frustratingly slip down the overall standings a little into 17th. It was fair to say it had been Darien weather here at Donington today, but the luck had certainly not been on the Darien crew's side. James Garner and Jack Cuttle making it through the rally without causing too much more damage to the car, although it was looking a little second-hand by the final stage. They take third place in Class 3 from 16th overall. It had been a fast but a safe day for Alistair Stables and Neil Jones. No big risks. It was second place in the class, not quite able to stay inside that hugely competitive top 10 overall leaderboard though, taking 11th by the end of the day. In Class 2, it was third place for Gordon Davies and Jack Morris. They end the rally just 34 seconds off the crew in front in the class as well. And that crew will be Steve Hill and Hal Ridge. They round out the top 10 overall as well in the Evo, taking that second place in Class 2. It was another strong class result as well for Bradley Carroll and Gareth Short. They take the Class 3 victory this weekend in the Escort, 9th place overall for the pair. And after problems this morning, it was a comeback drive for Ollie O'Donovan and Ashley Morris. They get themselves up to 8th overall, feeling more comfortable with things now, as you can tell from the sideways driving. For Mark Gallatley and Harriet Worth, it was 7th place to end the event. They miss out on a place higher by just 8 seconds, which would have been different had it not been for a 30-second penalty. A few of our competitors ruining those chicanes and their approaches to them this weekend. For Alfie Threlfall and Patrick Cross, it was another impressive finish. 6th place this weekend, taking the Class 2 win. It wasn't enough to keep hold of the championship lead, but that was hardly expected, was it, in that car? Amongst the competition this season, 2nd place was still theirs, though, in the class, going into the winter break. For John Stone and Harry Walshaw, it was 5th place this weekend. A good solid run through the afternoon sees them collecting some good points towards the championship, putting John in 4th place as far as the point standings are concerned at this stage. And Jack Derbyshire, Matthew Kendall alongside, just misses out on a podium position this weekend by a small margin, just 1 second between the pair and 3rd place. But it was still a great end to the event for the Fiesta pair. Onto the all-important podium places, the last ones this side of the winter break. It would be 3rd overall for a delighted Sean and Colin Quigley. A good show of pace from the pair, who weren't doing the championship, but we may well see them again later in the season for another one-off, or perhaps even 2 or 3 off entries. The same could be said for Patrick O'Donovan and James Constantine, mixing up the results but not the championship leaderboard here. Sadly, that damaged wheel wasn't the only issue. The pair struggling through the end of the rally with a diff problem after that issue in the tunnel earlier. 2nd place overall, missing out on victory by just 7 seconds. So that means taking victory overall, somewhat undoing the Demons from last time out, if you ask them, and indeed taking maximum championship points with it with John Griffiths and Emma Morrison. This victory putting them in the lead of the championship standings now with 3 rounds complete. So as we look forward to the 4th round of the championship, here's how the results are shaping up at the top of the championship leaderboard. The Protyre Circuit Rally Championship now takes a short break for Christmas and will return in January with the Brands Hatch stages, and we will see you there. Have a lovely Christmas and festive break.